I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. A section of Linden Avenue in the city of Middletown was blocked off today as police continued their investigation into a fatal stabbing that happened last night outside number 90 Linden Avenue. As of midday, police had not released any information, but those at the scene identified the victim as 19-year-old James Parker, a Linden Avenue resident. His sisters, Shanika Weir and Aaliyah Parker, say their brother's death grew out of a dispute over money.
They took a life. Not only did they take his life, but they took his family's life. His niece's life, his nephew's life, his sister's life, his brother's, his mom. It's devastating.
Lou Sherwood lives down the street. He said there had been a lot of suspicious activity lately at number 90 Linden.
A lot of traffic going around there day and night, and it sometimes gets noisy at night, and basically that's about it.
Did it surprise you at all when something like this happened?
Sadly, no.
After police finished collecting evidence outside the residence, members of Parker's family and friends set up a street side memorial. And keep checking back here at Record Online for the latest on this developing story. Meantime, Middletown police continue to investigate another felony crime that occurred up the street in a home at number 185 Linden Avenue. That was early last Saturday morning. Two men are being sought there for a gunpoint robbery. In that incident, two masked men, one armed with a handgun, kicked in the door. Then, after threatening the two men inside the house, the pair left with a safe containing an undisclosed amount of cash, gold, and diamond jewelry. One of the victims suffered minor injuries during the robbery. In Sullivan County, police are looking for the person responsible for a shooting in the village of Monticello last night. 22-year-old Antony Davis of Fallsburg was found staggering on Osborne Street. He'd been shot in the chest. He was rushed to Catskill Regional Medical Center, then airlifted to Westchester Medical Center, where Davis was listed in critical condition. Monticello police were searching for eyewitnesses, and they're asking anyone with information to call them at 794-4422. All calls will be kept confidential. To those who knew him, he was one of a kind, and this morning more than 500 people came to St. Patrick's Church in Newburgh to say farewell to Thomas Kirwan, the longtime state police officer and state assemblyman who died Monday at the age of 78. Today, Kerwin was remembered as a straight shooter, a man with a quick wit and sense of humor, who never strayed from his principles.
People appreciated him for who he was. He was a no-nonsense fellow. He didn't suffer fools lightly, but in the same token, he was also a good leader when he was in the state police. He was a good investigator, and he was also a good man, and people recognized that. They didn't mind following him, and they didn't mind listening to him, and when he spoke on the floor, obviously he spoke from his heart, and people appreciated that.
Tommy was the one that would give you that straight-out answer, and sometimes you didn't want to hear that answer, but when you shook it off, you'd say, well, he's probably right.
Kerwin was a lifelong Newburgh resident who served 28 years with the state police before making a name for himself in Albany as a Hudson Valley Assembly representative. And it's now up to members of the Orange County Legislature to decide if they'll attempt to override County Executive Ed Diana's budget veto that rejected the legislature's attempt to restore full-year funding for the county-owned Valley View nursing home next year. Lawmakers will meet in special session to decide a possible course of action. Diana says adding another $9 million to his 2012 budget in order to restore full year of Valley View funding would result in a budget plan that would be, quote, unsound and unbalanced. There was strong reaction from legislative Democrats who said they'd been left in the dark. Caucus leader Jeffrey Berkman called the county executive's actions an abuse of power. Meantime, the legislature has voted to hire a consultant to look for potential Valley View buyers. The first weekend of December will feature sunny, dry weather. Saturday will be mostly sunny and chilly, with the highs up around 50 degrees. More sunshine on Sunday, and it'll feel a bit warmer, with the highs temperatures reaching the mid-50s. Stay with Record Online for updated stories as well as breaking news. And for a complete roundup of news and information, read the weekend editions of the Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.